Hello, and today we're going to build out the reservation feature. The reservation feature is a great option for restaurants, salons, barber shops, offices, and much more. Using the built-in booking system, users can reserve time slots for various services, and you can fill up your calendar without having to take calls or reply to emails nonstop. This feature also allows you to implement an optional upfront commitment fee for an appointment, manage your appointments with a beautiful built-in calendar, receive notifications via email when appointments are scheduled, provide users with easy appointment management, and book more clients and increase your repeat appointments. As I said before, this is really great for restaurants, spas and salons, gyms and fitness studios, offices, barbershops, you name it, it's good for it. In regards to monetization ideas, obviously being able to charge for your reservations is huge. A great example would be a barber who wants to charge 50% of his fee up front to make sure that people don't miss their appointment. That way, if they flake, he still keeps the 50% and it's on the user to not miss their appointment ever again. Now, let's take a look at how to set this up. As you can tell, I've already added the feature to my app. I've added my screen name, and for this one, I'm going to leave the feature icon blank. I don't particularly want one for this feature, and that's just a design aesthetic I'm going for with my application. As you can see, there's a number of different options from custom, set more, MindBody, front desk, book Steam, and Groupon. And as you can tell, custom's the one with the most options. Set more, MindBody, front desk, book Steam, and Groupon all have URLs. For these URLs, you want to put in your booking URL for your clients, and this will show up when they click on the reservation feature. But let's talk about how to build out the custom. First and foremost, I have to add a header. I can add a mobile header image, or I can add both a tablet header image. I recommend doing both in all frankness for this particular one, just because it's always good to have them sized appropriately. For this example, I'm only going to put in what's required, which is the mobile header image. I'm then going to scroll down to locations. Locations allows me to add a specific location for reservations. As you can see, I've already added a location here, but when I go into edit, it gives me a number of different things that I can do. I can set my hours of availability, as well as a location name and address, as well as the actual location coordinates for my destination. I also have an email. This email is very specific because if you do not have an email in here, that email will not receive the reservation emails for that particular location. I can also select my distance type, which in this case I'm going to use miles. Now, another interesting thing is for each location, you can set the hours that those services would be available at those locations. So, for example, right now, my kindergarten is open from 7 a.m. to 5, but let's say that I wanted to add a period of lunch where parents could not book appointments to speak with my kindergarten teacher. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the add button, and I'm going to say it's from 7 to noon, and then from 1 p.m. to 5. I now have created an hour time slot where nobody can book an appointment, and it shows that we're closed because that's nap time for the kids. And that's when the teachers get to do all their administrative duties. With that being said, now I enter in the amount of reservations. I can configure the basic settings like, i.e., are there unlimited reservations? Are there max number of reservations? I'm going to say that there's not unlimited because we can only handle so many parents in a day. So for this particular service, which is a half hour long, I know that if I have 8 total working hours and each service is a half hour, I'm going to only make sure that I can book 14 total reservations. So I'm going to add that. And then if I need to add any unavailable dates, I can add block dates as need be. Maybe a teacher is taking off a vacation. Let's choose a date, and we're going to say it's from July 1st, and we're going to say off for vacation. Actually, let's make that July 4th for the Independence Day holiday here in the States. We're going to hit save. it now saves my information. I know that not only can I not book appointments on July 4th, but I also have that information in there for the max number of reservations I can take throughout the day. Now for payment, you can choose what currency your payment's going to be in. If need be, you can also allow to pay for cash. This is handy if you have somebody who wants to pay for a service while they're still with you. In terms of payment gateways, we work with a number of them. We work with Braintree, PayPal Payments Pro, Stripe, PayU Latin America, Authorize.net, and Hennico ePayments. In regards to setting these up, for example, I'm going to click on Stripe and you'll see a API secret key is required. For Braintree, there's a few more options. Depending on what you want to do, there's a ton of options in there. I'm going to hit no mobile payment selected, and I'm also not going to hit allow to pay with cash because these particular services don't cost anything for my business. Now I'm going to go to the service, and obviously right now it shows nothing, but I'm going to add a service. Service name is going to be teacher parent conference. I'm going to put my price as 0, and there's no reservation fee. Now for reservation fee, I can do undefined or a percentage of it. So for undefined is like I want it to be $5 to work it, versus a percentage would be it's X percent of what the total price is. So I'm just going to leave that at 0. I'm not going to allow unlimited simultaneous service possibilities because, again, we can only do 14 of these a day. Now, for the specific location, that means there's only 14 appointments available, which is a good thing. So you're minimizing the amount of overbooking, not only from a location standpoint, but now from within a feature standpoint. This is also handy in case you have let's say that, for example, this parent-teacher conference, we could only book 7 of these appointments per day. Now, out of the 14 possible appointments that we could schedule for this location at any given time during the day, I can only have 7 of them be a teacher-parent conference. So the duration is going to be 30 minutes. I can add an image of the item if I want to. I can also type in the image URL. And now for availability, I'm going to select San Francisco. And I'm going to say it's open from a specific time. You'll notice here that this is where my availability comes out. Let's just say that we only do parent-teacher conferences on Wednesdays and Thursdays. Now, as a user, I won't be able to book that specific appointment unless it's on a Wednesday or a Thursday during the week. Now that we've filled out services, you now want to take a look at emails. So emails is pretty common. You'll find the same option in both our food ordering as well as our merchandise feature. There's 3 different types of emails that you can modify in here. There's the user email that they receive once they've successfully confirmed their reservation, as well as them canceling their reservation. You also see what's called an admin email. This is what gets emailed to you, the app admin, to make sure that, hey, this is the reservation that I received. So again, confirmation of one as well as the cancellation of a reservation. There's something called an admin email that I want to draw your attention to. This is the default email that gets all the reservations and all the cancellation messages. In some cases, this could be different from your location email, but if you want to keep track of all of them, you can make them the same thing. There's also custom guides. Custom guides is the template for the format and body for the actual content. So as you can see, we use what's called email objects. These email objects allow for us to build out how these emails look without you having to hard code everything on your end. So I know that my service details item, so for each service that is used, and you'll see this is on the user email, and it's under service name, currency, and service cost. That's all tied in to everything here. So it's going to give us the service name, the cost, the date of the time, which is really nifty, and that allows you to kind of customize these guides. You can also change the name of card. Maybe you want to call it plastic. If I'm being cheeky and allowed to pay with cash, it could just be cash. We can just keep it that way. So there's plenty of options here in terms of how to modify these. Because these are WYSIWYG editors, you can add images, you can change the colors of these backgrounds. You can reformat anything. I highly recommend you make these as customizable as possible. And if you're not sure what these specific email objects are, go ahead and check them out under your transactions section, or send one reservation to yourself so you can see what those particular items are, so you can get comfortable with what gets sent here for the customers. Now, we've default set these up to be pretty solid in regards to what they cover, so no need to make many modifications, but I would highly recommend customizing them to your business. I'd add a nice little banner image up here at the top of my logo or something to just make it a little bit more personal than just a blank email. With that being said, now let's take a look at extras. So there's a couple different options here. So you can hook up the reservation feature to a thermal printer or the Google Cloud Print in the beta version. That is highly possible, and we have a number of different ways to do that. You can also view the service orders in your calendar by adding the calendar feed to your Google Calendar. So you click the little download link, you log into your Google Calendar and select Import Calendar, and you'll be able to see all of the current appointments that are booked. This is really great if you have a high amount of volume in regards to the appointments. So rather than having to go to the transactions section, which I'll do in a second, you definitely can download the calendar feed, so that way that you have a quick visual on your phone or your device or whatever it may be. I'm going to go ahead and hit save here. Now we're going to show you where all these transactions come in. We're going to go ahead and leave this page. In regards to where these transactions show up, they're going to show up directly in the schedule an appointment section of your transactions feature. You will be able to manually add appointments from this page, as well as manage all of your transactions and give it a go. Thank you so much for watching our reservation feature today.